want to bring in Jason, our head researcher, who has been by my side now for a couple of years. We are just looking at the Biden scandals, one after another, that no one wants to report on. Now, conservative media is reporting on it, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of things coming out over the next few days from not only the laptop that was given to the FBI and Rudy Giuliani and the New York Post, but also Peter Schweizer has a new story out today, an exclusive, that Hunter Biden's business partner has flipped on him. He is in prison, and it looks like Devon Archer, the other partner of Hunter Biden, is also going to prison. He's waiting for his sentence. And Hunter Biden is getting off scot-free, and they're pissed. And he provided 26,000 emails and is verifying now that the stuff on that hard drive is real. We have Jason here to give us an update on everything that has been going on. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Glenn. Yeah, this is probably going to be the biggest story probably of the year, and conservative media is being silenced over it. The New York Post now on Twitter is now going 5 days of being blocked on Twitter. 5 days that they can't put anything out. That's how scared they are of this. The other way you can tell they're scared is because they're going to blame Russia. This is all coming from Adam Schiff. As you just said, DNI Ratcliffe just said, look, there is no evidence that this is coming from Russians. Rudy Giuliani has talked about, he's got email correspondence from the lawyers of Hunter Biden saying, hey, can we get this thing back? He also has a signed receipt that Hunter Biden dropped this off and signed for it. This is not coming from the Russians. This is absolutely insane. My biggest regret on all of this, really, is that some of the salacious stuff of the laptop and the hard drive is coming out, like the pictures of Hunter with the crackpot. Yeah. I wish that wouldn't even come out, because the other way they're going to try to mask this story is to say, and I was getting tweets about this over the weekend, I don't care about Hunter Biden, I care about Biden. Let me make this absolutely abundantly clear. This is not a Hunter Biden story. He's a part of it. This is a Joe Biden story. And this is all about what Schweizer has laid out, going all the way back to, I think, his book, Secret Empires. This is the way that politicians get away with amassing fortune via their position in the government, is by having family members do it for you. Now, this is the way it works. Joe Biden and his wife, they have to report all of their income, all of their money that they get. That's all reported on, scrutinized, but not their children. Not their brothers and sisters, not their aunts and uncles. This is what we're talking about here. We've said from the beginning that what Hunter Biden did, if he was running around doing all these deals, technically not illegal. He can do these things based off of this, the ridiculous reporting standards that we have. But if there was ever evidence that came out that showed that somehow Joe Biden was orchestrating a lot of this stuff, Rudy Giuliani has already showed texts, seem to be implicating that Joe Biden was directing the family to give over some of the income they were making over to the family pot. Now we're getting somewhere. And I think that over the next 2 weeks, that's exactly what we're going to find out. We've already found out through Schweizer's 26,000 emails that a lot of there's allegedly a pay-to-play scheme going on with some of these companies linked to the Chinese Communist Party.
And some really bad ones. Let me just say, May 13th, 2017, one of the Schweizer emails, the subject line was expectations, and it detailed remuneration packages for 6 people involved in an unspecific business venture with the Chinese. Biden was identified as the chair, vice chair, depending on the agreement with the CEFC. This is the China Energy Company. His pay was pegged at $850, and the email also noticed Hunter had some office expectations, but he will elaborate. In addition, the email outlined a provisional agreement under which 80% of the equity or shares in the new company would be split equally among 4 people whose initials correspond to the sender and the 3 recipients, with H apparently referring to Biden. The deal also, Hunter Biden, the deal also listed 10% for Jim and 10 held by H for the big guy. Now,
big guy.
Biden, we all know who the big guy is. In fact, the emails that were just released to Peter Schweizer confirm that the big guy is Joe Biden. Now, the Biden campaign came out and said, well, this is ridiculous. We've turned in our taxes. It shows that he never got it. Joe Biden never took a dime of that. It said the deal list 10 for Jim and 10 held by H for the big guy. So he's holding the money.
And then you look at the Ukraine stuff. There was one company that was set up, and this was from the laptop, not Schweizer's emails, but from the laptop. That a company was set up. I mean, dare I call it a shell company? But then Hunter's uncle and aunt were creating credit cards and drawing off of that.
Right.
So the entire family is using it. So you have Joe Biden traveling all over the world, places like China, places like Ukraine, places where he's personally been put directly in charge of directing foreign relations in these places. Then you have his son traveling along with him, making all these business deals, and then the entire family is benefiting off of it. That's what we have here. And that's how this has got to be so clear. That's how this is so historic. What we're going to be, shown, I believe, over the next couple of weeks, probably a lot this week, that there is direct evidence showing that this was a coordinated plan, and Joe Biden is right at the center of it. That's what we're looking at here.
So we're looking at Joe Biden setting up meetings with Burisma right before he goes to Ukraine. Apparently, one of the emails that has been released shows that the head of Burisma, or an advisor to Burisma's board, asked Hunter Biden's advice on, quote, how to, quote, stop politically motivated actions. I'm going to quote, we urgently need your advice on how you could use your influence to convey a message, signal, etc., to stop what we consider to be politically motivated actions against Burisma. Now, a year later, that email shows him thanking Hunter Biden for the invitation to meet his father. There is also an email where he said, thank you for the meeting. It was great. We appreciate his time, et cetera, et cetera. The Biden campaign said there's no record of a meeting taking place. Well, of course there isn't a record. That's not a denial, though, is it? So they have him setting up meetings in Ukraine, getting money in Ukraine. You then have in Moscow, there's another, we don't know why exactly, but Peter Schweizer said today he's got the documentation now on what that money was for that came from the mayor of Moscow. How much money was that? Was that 10 million?
3.5, I believe.
3.5. 3.5 million gone through in a money laundering scheme that went over to Hunter Biden. We don't know as of yet what that money is for. And then, of course, the Chinese. And this Chinese energy company, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, but isn't this the energy company that was under investigation by the FBI for trying to get nuclear secrets?
That I'm not sure about.
Okay, check, because I know that he was doing business with the communist government's energy company. And he knew when he signed up, the FBI was investigating them and in fact, later convicted them. And Hunter Biden never did anything about it. I mean, he just kept going. This was obviously an attempt by the Chinese to buy off our government and be able to get the nuclear secrets, which eventually they did.
Yeah, all of the attention has gone towards the Ukraine stuff, which a lot of attention should go there, because a lot of weird things happen. Like the email you were just talking about with the Burisma executive. After that, was the famous,
firing
firing of Victor Shokin, getting rid of that prosecutor. That happened directly after that. And some of the fact checking I've seen from places like the New York Times is absolutely agonizing. They continue to just pull weight for Biden and his campaign, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Things that we've debunked over and over and over again, they call is just a done deal. And that's how Biden can go on the debate stage and say, look, this has already been fact checked. No, it hasn't. It's just been a giant smokescreen. None of it is true. But regardless of all of that, I think the biggest stuff that's going to come out is what you were talking about, China. That is where the big information, the most damaging information is going to come out.
The director of intelligence, what does the DNI do?
So the DNI, he takes pretty much all of the intelligence from all the other, he coordinates. This was something that happened after 9/11. He makes sure that things that come from the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, all that stuff is filtered in through one office so that he can make sure that everyone has all the information. Okay,
so he's the guy who came out today and said Adam Schiff is trying to, let me quote him. It's funny that some of the people that complained the most about intelligence being politicized are the ones politicizing intelligence. And unfortunately, in this case, it's Adam Schiff, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, who is, as you pointed out, said on Friday, the intelligence community believes that Hunter Biden's laptop and the emails on it are part of some Russian disinformation campaign. Let me be clear. The intelligence community does not believe that because there is no intelligence that supports that. We have shared no intelligence with Chairman Adam Schiff or any other member of Congress that Hunter Biden's laptop is part of some Russian disinformation campaign. It is simply not true. And this is exactly what I said I would stop when I became the director of national intelligence. And that's people using the intelligence community to leverage some political narrative. And in this case, apparently, Chairman Schiff wants anything against his preferred political candidate to be deemed as not real and as using the intelligence community or attempting to use the intelligence community to say there's nothing to see here. Don't drag the intelligence community into this. Hunter Biden's laptop is not part of some Russian disinformation campaign, and I think it's clear the American people know that. That is quite a statement.
Amazing. In so many words, you have the DNI saying that this is legit, like this is real, in so many words. And if that's the case, we know that the FBI has had this since, December of 2019.
Yeah.
Now, where the hell was the director of the FBI? Where are you today? If he's not sitting in the Oval Office answering some serious questions right now, if he's not sweating, and if he doesn't give a good answer, the president needs to fire his butt today. He needs to be out of here. I mean,
why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? I mean, the GOP is now asking the FBI to answer in front of Congress. Why did you have the laptop? Did you share any of this with Adam Schiff? Why have you not? Why did the Post have this laptop before Congress knew it even existed when you've had it since December?
Now, in one way I can defend them, hopefully, is maybe it is an active investigation, in which case they cannot talk about it, and maybe they've fixed their leaky problems that they've had in the past. Possibly, if this was reversed, it would have been leaked a long time ago, and you wouldn't be seeing it come out in the New York Post. You'd see it in the New York Times and Washington Post. Absolutely no questions at all. But if this has gone to grand jury status, that's another way that this would be kept under lock and key. Those are the only two things I can think of beyond the fact that it's being politicized and they're scared to release it because they prefer Biden. That's the only thing.
This, though, would have stopped the impeachment hearings.
Oh, absolutely.
Would have stopped
absolutely.
It. You don't think the FBI should be sharing that? And if they did share it with Adam Schiff and he didn't share it with the rest of the committee, that's a real problem for him. I mean, we are going into this election considering someone who is the most corrupt vice president we have ever had in the history of America. And somebody who is not just corrupt with corporations, corrupt with our enemies, corrupt with China. His family has helped procure devices that are called anti-vibrational devices, something that stops the vibration of things like airplanes. And it is critical to have this technology to be stealth. This is why China suddenly has stealth fighters, because this was stolen from us by the Chinese, by the company that actually hired Hunter Biden to be part of the board. What are we doing? What are we thinking? America, you really have to wake up and wake your friends and neighbors up. Thank you, Jason.